Charit, Kingi.
Record.
Okay, see you. Okay, today we will have a session by Mr. Amarnath Krishna. How to be an ideal student. Start.
So hi students. So we've been doing Taekwondo practically, right, physically, where we've learned many things. But it's very important to be an ideal student. Who's an ideal student in Taekwondo? And whatever is being taught here, it's not only for Taekwondo, believe it, it's for in your life as well. So you follow this thoroughly, you'll be very successful, not only in Taekwondo, in your real life. Okay? So the first ideal student, the first point in being an ideal student, never tire of learning. A good student can learn anywhere, anytime. This is the secret of knowledge. So never be trying to learn things. Everything which is being taught by your instructor, learn it to the fullest, give your 100%. And it is very important you learn at any given point of time, because never you learn, you grow. The moment you stop learning, you go down. Even today, I've seen grandmasters, I've seen my coach who still are learning. Me, I'm still learning. Everybody learns, and that's how you become good. And that is one of the secrets of knowledge. How to get more knowledge? Just by learning. Okay? An ideal student must be willing to sacrifice for his art and instructor. An ideal student should be willing to sacrifice for his art and for the instructor. So whatever is being asked by the instructor and for the art, you need to sacrifice for it. Many students feel that their training is like a commodity bought with monthly dues and are unwilling to take part in demonstration, teaching or working around the jam. Any instructor can afford to lose this type of a student. So what does this mean? Few students think Taekwondo is like a commodity. So you bought, there's a validity like you take a prepaid phone SIM, right? So when you take a prepaid phone SIM, there's a validity for 1 month. So you think you you've given the fees to the instructor and you need to perform it 100%. Don't think that you've given money to the instructor and you're going to be taking it for granted. That is not right. And the instructor can lose you. That's what even Taekwondo says. So be a student who's obedient and gives 100% and do not treat Taekwondo as a commodity bought. Always set a good example for your lower ranking students. It is only student that they will attempt to emulate senior students. Always be an inspiration to your junior students, because when the students walk in, they will be looking up to you. As a senior, you need to be inspiring them, not only by words, but also through actions. And it is very important, because down the line, they would look up and duplicate our seniors, or the students will be duplicating the senior students. So I always be an ideal student in the class. Respect all age groups. Does not matter what belt the person is or what ages, you should respect all the age group. Always be loyal and never criticize the instructor, Taekwondo or the teaching methods. Always be a loyal student. So who's a loyal student? Who does not talk anything wrong about the martial art or about the Taekwondo. Be a loyal person, respect, have integrity, and always respect your instructor and never talk anything wrong about taekwondo or teaching. If you don't like to do taekwondo, don't do it. But that does not allow or give you the right to discourage or talk anything negative related to this beautiful martial art taekwondo. If an instructor teaches a technique, practice it and attempt to utilize it. Once the teacher or an instructor teaches you a technique, keep practicing. They say that to master a technique, you need to do that technique at least 10,000 times. 10,000 times you do one technique, you then only you master. It could be as simplest to simplest front kick or side kick or drop kick or any form of a punch. Do this for 10,000 times. It might sound it's boring, but then only you can master that technique. Remember that students conduct outside the dojang reflects on the art and the instructor. Always understand, it's not only within the dojang you need to respect the dojang. Dojang is the place where you practice. But outside also, you practice humanity. You need to respect everybody. You need to respect your seniors, your instructors. And taekwondo is just not a martial art. It's a way of life. It's an art. An art is something which you put your action from, which your action, your brains, and from your heart when you do, then only it's called as an art. Otherwise, if you just do it from your hand, it is just a skill. That's why we call it as martial art. Understood? If a student adopts a technique for another dojang and the instructor disapproves of it, the student must disregard it immediately or train at the gym where the techniques was learned. Now what happens is many a times techniques which is being taught in one class, you go to another class, there's a different technique taught. Now do not copy those techniques and come here because they have a different way of teaching it. But you've been learning in one place, one dojang, follow that technique 100%. And that only can make you successful. Because what I've seen, as my personal experience, I've seen many other classes being taken, but the class where I do, right, it is one of the best classes what I've seen till date. And I respect other techniques, but I don't want to evaluate any other technique because the best technique is being taught in the class what I am. So is in your class. Never disrespect the instructor, though a student is allowed to disagree with the instructor. You may disagree with the instructor, but you cannot disrespect your instructor. There could be certain things which you might have an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. It is okay. So you can share your opinion. It is good. You may disagree. It's allowed. But disrespecting is not allowed. The student must first follow the instruction and then discuss the matter later. So if you have any doubts, okay, agree. First practice what is being taught. Now, if the instructor is teaching you in the class, do not stop the class and start trying to argue. And do not say that this is not right, this is not. You may be very good and you may be right also. But that does not mean that you have to start debating within the class or when the class is going on. Practice and then after the class, get to your instructor and discuss the techniques or certain things which you do not like it or you want to correct it. The student will always be eager to learn and ask questions. Right? This is very important. What I have seen is people do not ask questions. There are two things. One, you either have understood or you have not understood. So when you ask more questions, it gives more interest for the instructor and it shows your interest that you are interested in doing taekwondo. And believe me students, whenever you have questions asked to your instructor, they will be very happy to respond back to you or get back to you with the right solution. But if you are not asking any question, actually you know what are you doing? You are actually not giving the 100%. You are doing something wrong. You are keeping something within yourself and you are not keeping it outside. And you are doing a wrong practice. And one more advantage of asking questions is because of you asking questions, there could be other people who will benefit because of that. And so is in your case also. I am sure there are many times where other people are asking questions and you are getting benefit out of it. So in the same fashion, ask relevant questions and good questions. Right? Do not ask the same questions and repeat and make it silly. However, there is no silly questions, but ask questions. And lastly, never betray your instructor. Never betray your instructor. Students, Taekwondo, after certain time, there are many successful people have taken Taekwondo as a career. For example, I am. I've worked in the corporate for almost 14 years, companies like Accenture and HP, been a manager there. Now I've quit that and I've taken this as one of an important or integral part of my life. And I'm building a career in this because I see a value of myself or meaning to my life in this martial art. That does not mean that you have an amount of experience. You may have a good career outside, but when it comes to Taekwondo here, your instructor is your God. The person who's teaching you martial art is a person who's giving you a way of life, guiding you a way of life. So follow your instructor, your coach's words 100%, and definitely you will reach to the pinnacle of success in your life. You will add meaning to your life. Understood, students? Very good. So these are few things to become an ideal student. Keep this in mind, whatever I've shared with you, and perform in practice. Okay, students? Good. Thank you so much for listening, and keep practicing and be good. Thank you, students.
Chiran, Hingi.
I can't.